Welcome back. I'm Pratap here, and in this video, let us generate bullish and bearish trade setups for a monthly income trade and a weekly income trade based on the candle closed on 2nd February 2024. First, let us generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly income trade. So the LTF time frame is daily, and also for bullish or bearish trade setup parameter on daily time frame, you need to select a bullish. So first let us generate the bullish trade setup and click on this top down strategy. You will get all the bullish trade setup related zones. But this is a big list. This is only a reference list because it is a big. Further we will filter. But let me scroll down. See, please pause the video when you want to study any parameter specific to your interest. Your favorite stocks. I will keep on scrolling the list down. So total 97 stocks are filtered. Because it is very difficult to analyze all these stocks, so let us filter these stocks by adding some more conditions that will be favorable to us. The first condition is let us eliminate, not eliminate, let us find only fresh zones, not the tested zones. But only problem is if you eliminate tested zones, some of the high liquidity zones will be filtered from this list. But I know most of you people want fresh zones. Your interest is, I know I have seen some people's are not some, many people's interest is not on the high liquidity zones. The interest is only on the fresh zones. So anyway, why should I reject your interest? So for that, you have to use the parameter test count. In the test count, our entry time frame is on daily. So in the daily time frame, let me set the min and max values as 0 and 0. So this indicates the zone should be fresh zone. Now let me filter. Still you will get a big list. But number is reduced. Let us see how many stocks we identified. Let me scroll down. So even then 73 stocks are filtered. Earlier we filtered around 97, right? So still this is a big number. So what is the other option we have to use? We want a good reward, stocks having good reward. So for that range, let me use the parameter range, a minimum range. This is a D2D range, distal line to distal line range. So on daily time frame, so I want at least the stocks having a minimum range, the target, basically target. So at least we expect 5% profit on our investment. You may get at least 5 or beyond that you will get. So I am setting the value as 5, is the 5%. Let us see. See, now the list is further filtered, but still it is a big list. Let me scroll down. So 45 stocks are filtered, even then. Okay, analyzing 45 stocks also a very big list for us. So how we will filter? Next parameter add, we will add one more parameter. Now we will try to find closer to our entry zone, stocks close to our entry zone. How do you find the stocks close to your entry zone? So maybe the stocks near at least 3% before the zone or 4% before the zone. So such kind of approach. Now first we will see very near to our zone. That way slowly we will generate multiple reports and see how the list will be growing. First very close to our zone, at least 1% near to the zone, any stocks in this list. Let us give priority to that. because otherwise you may not be, if the stocks are very far, you never know when the zones will be reaching your entry zone. You need to wait for a long period. So for that, what I do, the maximum price percent, look into this parameter, the maximum price percent to reach the zone. Which time frame? Daily time frame, because we are focusing on daily time frame. But here we made one mistake. So what is that mistake? We didn't select the entry zone type. So this is the demand zone we have to select. All these filters, if you don't set, even the zones are fresh zones on daily time frame or, on demand zone or supply zone, anyone it will be selecting. All the conditions should be applied to the demand zone. Now let me filter. Now you will get, I didn't set any parameter stocks near the zone, but earlier, what are the parameters here now? Entry zone should be demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup should be. For daily time frame, it should be bullish, and the range, minimum range should be at least 5% between demand zone and supply zone, or between demand zone and all-time high. This target should be there. And it should be a fresh zone. That's why the test account should be 0. That way, how many stocks filtered? 42 stocks. Earlier list is 45, right? Okay, now 42 stocks are filtered. Because the 42 number is a big number, so now we want the price near to the demand zone, the stock current price. For that, you have to use the parameter maximum price percent to reach the zone. Maximum. So first I want to check within 1% level, any zones are there. So I am setting within 1%, any zones are there. Probably those zones will be triggered. If the list is too small, we will increase to 2. Even then, if the list is small, we will increase to 3. Let us see multiple different reports. Only one stock is there. MRF is within 1%. In case if you get an opportunity in MRF, maybe tomorrow if you get a trade, maybe you can look for an opportunity. But remember, already tested 2 times. These two. Actually, their rejections also part of the test only. But I have differentiated due to some special purpose in my software. I am making them as 2 different things, but otherwise, rejections also should be considered. But I filtered not based on the rejections, based on the test. Because sometimes, even though rejection count is there, at least test count will be supported sometimes. But anyway, I'm not getting into software details now. So only one stock is there, so we want more list. So for that, what I do now, I will increase the maximum price percent from 1% to 2%. Stocks near to 2%, within 2% level. See now, apart from MRF, now 3 more stocks are listed. That is L&T, Federal Bank and Bharti Airtel. Except Federal Bank, remaining all stocks are all-time high demand zones. Federal Bank is having a supply zone. And these stocks are near to the, and moreover, look into this column signal type. You will understand at LTF, the price direction you will understand. Only near to the demand zone is L&T. Remaining came very close to the demand zone, again they are moving further up. But it doesn't mean they go to supply zone. Sometimes again they change the direction, you get an entry in demand zone and then again start moving up. That's why you have to keep an eye on all these stocks. And L&T is near demand zone as per our software. Because when we generate stocks near demand and supply zones in another video, at the time you will see L&T. But when you look into that stock L&T in that list, you may not be knowing it is a bullish trade setup stock immediately. Now this report will be helping you. This is a bullish trade setup. Of course, we can find it is a bullish trade setup by looking into trend, by looking into price direction, by analyzing the curve, by combining all this, because we already explained decision making table. That way, by studying these parameters, so you can say this is a bullish trade setup. Now the advantage is even you don't require to study these parameters. The software itself is filtering you directly. So some of your time will be saved. But it doesn't mean you should not observe these parameters. Even though software is giving, always try to cross-check by looking into. Who knows, sometimes there could be an error in the software. Until I find or some of you find, it is difficult to rectify that error, right? Even though I tested, but who knows, sometimes some mistake might be there, hidden errors will be there in the softwares. Okay, so all these stocks are within 2% level. Now let us see within 3% level, any stocks are there. If you want even more list, you want more stocks. So near to the demand zone, 3% level, let us check. So maximum price percent to reach the zone, I'm changing from 2% to 3%. Now apart from these 5 stocks, whatever is listed, now you will get some more stocks. Now 8 stocks are filtered. Earlier list, MRF, L&T, Federal Bank, Bharti Airtel were listed. Now you got the additional stocks, JK Cement, you have IZL, you have ICICI GI, Federal Bank already we identified, HR Motor. These are the additional stocks we identified. Hope this list will be enough for you forever further. But still, if you feel more stocks, simple, what I do, I will increase the percentage to 4% this time. Maximum price percent to reach the zone. From 3%, I am changing to 4%. Now 11 stocks are filtered instead of 9, 11. That means 2 more stocks are added. What are the 2 more? Godrej Properties and Hindustan Petroleum. 2 more stocks we got. Even Emphasis also, right? Emphasis is not there in the earlier report. That means earlier 8 stocks are listed. Okay, now 11 stocks are filtered. Or if you want to see within 5% level, I will stop with 5% maximum. I won't go beyond this. So increase to 5. So you got 15 stocks are listed. So 4 more stocks are added into this list. You can go through the list now. So these are the bullish trade setup stocks. See, I'm adding these filters just to give you some comfort, because some people may feel only 1, 2 stocks are too small for them. For them, this big list might be useful. Maybe now you got a good list. Throughout this day, you can analyze these stocks and you can plan your trades. See, never take any trade directly from here. You have to draw the zones on the chart. You have to manually cross-check. Then you have to fine-tune the zones. Without fine-tuning the zone, never take a trade. While fine-tuning, sometimes you will be in a position to identify the price structure in that zone is not good. You know that the zone will be violated. Such kind of zones, you avoid the trade. Because we know when a trade will be, when a zone will be violated, you know that. Apart from that, fine-tuning the zone, another advantage you get, better risk reward. You get a very good risk reward you will get when you fine-tune the zone. So all kind of techniques. Because same techniques only every day I am doing in our daily analysis videos. Maybe I am doing it for short-term point of view, But same concepts, so same videos, if you go through every day, whatever I'm explaining, if you are following, same techniques you can follow here also. The only difference is the one I am concentrating is on every day for high liquidity zones, I am concentrating on short-term trades. But now you will be concentrating on WIT trades or MIT trades so that you get best reward by fine-tuning the zone. Because I already explained in zone confluence sessions how we can reduce the risk and improve the reward. The risk management concept I explained in the second phase. Already first phase you land based on type 1 entry, type 2 entry, type 1 proximal, type 2 proximal and type 3 proximal. Apart from that, the most efficient method you land in the second phase of the training for the risk management point of view, that is fine tuning the zone. Okay, these are all the bullish trade setup related stocks filtered to different levels where price is near to the demand zones, daily demand zones. Now let us look into the bearish trade setup. Bearish trade setup, mostly you find less stocks only. The reason is now most of the stocks are at all-time high. So that is the reason why it's difficult to identify the short trades. So our entry time frame is daily and the entry zone should be supply zone this time. And a bearish trade setup you want to select for daily time frame. So I am selecting bearish, just filter. You got only 2 stocks. Out of these 2, both are pierced zones only now. So you can't plan a trade in pierced zones. But if any zone is there above this pierced zone, probably there you can plan a trade. Because software always lists the one nearest to the current price. Pierced zones currently I am considering. If I disable pierced zone, probably the zone that is not pierced will display. By default, I enabled pierced zones in my software. So in the software, I can disable that if we don't want pierced zones. So manually you find if there is any zone above this, take an entry in that. That way you plan the trade. That way you get even better reward you will be getting. You may ask a question. If that is the case, if prices are going above the pre-assed zones, the trend and all will be changed. No, they won't be changed. Already trend, everything is changed. Trend calculations, after violating this pierced, already pierced indicates we will consider as a violation, zone violation itself. But sometimes pierced zones also work. The reason is institutions, they pierce the zone and after that they may create a new order inside that. That way pierced zones work sometimes. Sometimes you might be saying pierced zones will test. The test count of the pierced zones will be keep on increasing. Sometimes this pierced count won't increase, test count increase. That means the prices are going down from the pierced zone. So that's why you have to check the order flow. Any institutions created any new order flow inside this zone, you need to check. How you will check at lower time frames, it is visible. Inside daily, if they create a new 75-minute zone, a new 15-minute zone. But at the time, your targets will change. Suppose institutions created a new 75-minute zone. You want to take a trade. Then your target should be 75 minutes demand zone. Suppose this is a supply zone. You cannot target for daily supply zone. Your trade type will be changed. So that is the reason why you should be careful. All these points you will understand once your experience grows. Those who are recently land demand and supply zone, the reason Why I am telling you ignore the Pearson zone is because you're yet to learn so many other concepts. I don't want you to take unnecessary risks. Take safe trades. That is my intention, because already the software is generating different stocks. Why should unnecessarily we risk and get into a wrong trade? So that's why my approach is, at least you people should focus only on the safest related zones. So avoid the Pearson zones. There won't be any short trades for you. Okay, most of the time in DIT, I mean in MIT trades, you go for cash trades only, unless you are very experienced in derivative trading. Now now this MIT is completed, and now let us focus on WIT, weekly income trades. So I'm changing the entry time frame to 75 minutes. Even 125 also supports WIT. WIT, you can use either 125 or 75, but let me focus on 75 only. Okay, yeah, entry zone. First, we will focus on bullish trade setup. So entry zone should be demand zone. So in the parameter bullish or bearish trade setup, now in 75 minutes, not daily, now 75 minutes, I have to select bullish trade setup. Now all our search criteria should be on 75 minutes only, because our entry time frame is 75 minutes. And moreover, it is a WIT trade, weekly income trade. In weekly income trade, the lower time frame zone, that is the LTF zone, is on 75 minutes. So let us generate. You get a big list. But for your reference purpose, let me show you all the stocks. I will scroll down. But don't forget to pause the video when you want to refer any specific stock. So total 74 stocks are filtered. Because these many stocks are there, what you want to do? You want only fresh stocks having fresh zones. So let's go back. And for 75 minutes time frame, you have to set test count to 0. So in this parameter, test count, the last parameter in the screen, currently the last parameter in the visible in the screen. So in the 75 minutes time frame, I am setting the values 0, 0. So now we get only fresh demand zones. Now list is reduced now. Let me scroll down. Now it come down to 45 from 73, earlier 73 or 79. Okay, whatever it is. Now the list is come down to 45. But still 45 is a big number for us. We don't have time to analyze all these stocks. So what is the next condition you want to set? The stocks having good reward. See, some of the stocks having reward very small. 0, 0 reward is there. 0, 0 reward you get when both demand zone and supply zone are overlapped with each other. So you don't want such kind of, at least you want stocks having a minimum 3% reward, because this is a WIT trade. A minimum. Maximum will be there. All the stocks will be listed. The minimum things will be filtered. So for that, what I am doing? The D2D range, this is the one. The minimum range percent. That is a D2D range. Which time frame? 75 minutes time frame. What should be the percent? 3%, a minimum. Minimum. Maximum, if you want even more, stocks will be listed. From that you can select. So now, the list is reduced. All these stocks are having a minimum of 3% reward. Now the list is reduced to 28%. Sorry, not 28%, 28 stocks. Okay, still you may feel this 28 stocks is a big list. Time is not enough to analyze all these 28 stocks. So for that, what we can do? Near to the zone, because your entry zone is a demand zone. So in this parameter, maximum price percent to reach the zone at 75 minutes time frame. First, let us check any stocks are there at least 1 minute near to the zone. I mean, not 1 minute, 1%. Stocks 1% near to the zone, within 1% level. Two stocks are there, PFC and Siemens. Because I am generating multiple reports, now it will be easy for you. First, you analyze these two stocks. In the next, I will increase to 2%. Remaining stocks are there, you analyze. That way, whatever the time you have within that time, those many stocks you will analyze. Now I am increasing I want more stocks. Now I want at least 2% level. Stocks near 2%. So now I am changing this 1 to 2. The maximum price percent to reach the zone, I change it to 2 in the 75 minutes. So now 10 stocks are filtered. Okay, now I will check 3% level. That is the maximum. Because we are looking for stocks having at least reward 3%. So I will limit to 3%. So I am changing 2 to 3 here. Thirteen stocks are filtered. This is enough for us. Daily I set 5% maximum, because we are expecting a maximum, at least a minimum reward of 5% on daily. And here we are expecting a minimum reward of 3%. So that's why we are seeing a maximum 3% level near to the zones. So you can plan your trades. Infi is there in this list. In popular stocks, Tata Consumer is there, but it is an all-time high zone stock. Voltas is there. Indian Hotels is there, but it is an all-time high stock. Gujarat Gas Limited. Remaining all are all-time high stocks. Okay, this is about the bullish trade setup in weekly income trade. Now the remaining is a bearish trade setup. So what I do? Let's go to, let us change the time frame to 75 minutes, entry time frame. And entry zone should be supply zone. And in bullish or bearish trade setup, in 75 minutes time frame, you have to select bearish. So 10 stocks are filtered. Now it is easy for you to filter. Look into the pierced count. If any supply zones with pierced count, ignore those. We have two stocks. So let me do one thing. To make you easy, let me set the pierced count. Now I'm not changing the test count because the number is very small. Even tested zones also I'm showing. Maybe you can reject from the report. So in this last one, pierced count in this report. So at 75 minutes, I'm setting 0, 0. So 7 stocks are there. If you really want to know which stocks are very near to the zone, what I do, I will just add. Maximum price person to reach the zone, the 75 minutes, 1% level, within 1% level, any stocks are there. Only Dixon is there, but it is already tested 2 times. Within 2% level, let us watch. Kotak Bank is also there. You have very good RR is also there, but this is also tested once. Kotak Bank. Good RR is there, very good RR. Okay, let us see. 3% level, any stocks are there. HDFC Bank and Laurus Labs, both are there. But RR is not good, but you will get RR if you fine tune the zone, the supply zone. That way you will get RR. I already explained in our training lessons how to fine tune the zone to get the best RR. So apply the technique. This is a fresh zone. And what about HDFC Bank? This is also already tested 2 times. And moreover, it is a high liquidity zone, HDFC Bank. Laurus Lab is a fresh zone. It is again also high liquidity zone. Excellent. But it is a fresh high liquidity zone. Properly, you need to check the structure of the zone. Up to 5 minutes level, you have to fine tune. If everything is good, then only you can confirm this zone is a good. Maybe you may take your entry at 75 minutes level, if not at daily proximal line. Because daily proximal line, if you take a trade, you won't get the RR. But this is a type 1 proximal. Whatever I am showing is as per the type 1 proximal level. Maybe if you go to type 2 proximal level, you may get better RR. If that way you can get the better RR, in case if you get, you can take your trade on the daily zone itself. Sorry, this is 75 minutes time frame, right? Yeah, you can take trade at 75 minutes zone itself. Type 2 proximal. If you don't get RR, then you fine tune to 15 minutes level or even 5 minutes level. And whichever the time frame you are getting better RR, in that time frame you take an entry. You need not wait until 5 minutes. Sometimes you may miss an entry. Suppose you may ask a question. At 5 minutes level I am getting RR, remaining time frames I am not getting. Then plan your trade only if prices enter into the 5 minutes level. Before reaching 5 minutes, if they turn back, you will miss. Okay, you accept. Anyway, you can't take your trade because RR is not there. This is the reason why always you have to fine tune the zone. Fine tuning the zone, the 2 advantages. One thing, you can find the best RR, and the second thing is you know the structure of the zone. If the structure is good, you will accept the trade. If the structure is not good, there are higher chances of the zone will be violated. All these concepts we've been observing from our daily uh, zone analysis, everyday reports. Every day we are analyzing the zones, high liquidity zones. And every day same concepts we are discussing, same concepts again and again. Because that is the only way we get the money, good money. So do it. Whatever the concepts you learn from our everyday daily videos, the zone analysis videos, based on that knowledge, you apply your skills. In case if you don't have that, you didn't observe the daily videos, you didn't have the knowledge. So you have the videos, previous videos are there. Important videos I already kept in NeoStock terminology playlist. Go through those videos, gain the knowledge, then start applying for while fine tuning the zones. It is not a great skill, just you need to observe and you need to improve your experience. That's it. Once your experience grows, automatically the skill will be developed. Hope this information is useful, will be useful to you. These are all the at what level? 3% level stocks. Anyway, I shown you complete list also. Now let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.